Well, guys, if you just really hate giving money to financial advisors, if you don't like your finance guy, well, I've got good news for you. AI is going to replace basically all of these jobs. The way that Wall Street is deploying AI agents into their financial services is absolutely nuts. And the bad news, if you're in financial services, is that your industry is being shifted so dramatically. It's not just one bank, guys. It's happening to all the major banks. In fact, a local KPMG survey found that 51% of banks are testing AI agents. And basically, if they're not testing AI agents, they're gonna be extinct. This is happening at scale. Guys, if you're in financial services, put in the comments below, what is your company doing? How are you guys deploying AI agents? Because the stuff that I'm gonna cover today absolutely shocked me. That industry is gonna be completely flipped on its head. All the Jordan Belforts of the world, you're completely cooked, bro. You're completely cooked. I mean, the future of the Wolf of Wall Street is a bunch of robots sitting in a room with a bunch of phones on autopilot, auto dialing people. It's just good. It's absolutely maddening what's happening. And guys, I come from a financial services background. I worked in the insurance industry for over a decade. And what's happening in the insurance industry is also completely shocking. I mean, you don't really need like a local insurance agent. Like, when's the last time you actually called and spoke to an insurance agent? You're doing all that stuff on the phone. You're doing that or rather online. You're doing it through an app. It's all automated. All the underwriting is automated. And the same thing is happening in financial services. And guys, just last week, we covered a story where Cisco announced that they're gonna be deploying AI agents for 90,000 employees. This is happening across every single industry, especially inside of financial services. Because the dream here, guys, what they're already doing is these AI agents are being deployed with very little human supervision, and their goal is no supervision, just automated all the time. And a year ago, I thought this might be completely impossible, but now that I'm seeing the motions that are happening, I think it might be possible. Maybe not 100% automated, but like 90% automated, 95% automated. And certain tasks are gonna be completely automated, no doubt, with maybe some like fail safes where, it'll automatically have like a tripwire or something. It's gonna be almost completely automated. In fact, Peter Torrent, who is the US sector leader for banking at KPMG, which is one of the largest accounting firms in the world. They're considered one of the big four. KPMG finished this survey and where again, he showed that over 51% of banks are already testing AI agents, more attempting to. He gave an astounding quote. He says, quote, "We are working with banks in particular on agents and human employees to help the banks look at all the roles end to end and then determine which ones are hybrid roles, which ones are for agentic employees, and which ones are human employees, which ones are gonna be needed for human employees." So they're breaking them down into three different things here: hybrid, agents, humans. And you've got to be asking yourself, this is why I've been saying and preaching, and this is why we've been talking about this for months. You've got to be thinking of all of your jobs are now hybrid jobs. If you work on a computer, you now are half human, half AI agent. The question is, what percentage? And just be thinking, how much of this can I offload to an AI agent? This is the key right now. Again, if you're in financial services, leave a comment below on how you're using AI agents. I would love to hear it. If you have a great comment, I will pin it. I've pinned in the past. I'll pin your comments in the future. That's what really drives the engagement on the channel, which is completely exploding. And I thank you guys. I try to get to all the comments, but there's just hundreds of comments coming in. It's hard to keep up, but it just goes to show me how many guys out there really care about this. How many guys out there really care about AI impacting your job? I don't even know what I'm gonna be doing a year from now, let alone 5 years or 10 years from now. Holy cow, it's just so crazy. But guys, it's not just these companies, even Morgan Stanley, big on AI. They've already been using AI agents to help their financial advisors, but in just a few days, in just a few short days, they're gonna be testing digital assistants that interact with customers 24/7, 365. You call Morgan Stanley, you're not gonna be getting a human. You go on their website, you're not gonna be getting a human, you're gonna be getting an AI agent that's gonna walk you through it. And by the way, this is something I saw in insurance. I will bet within the next 6 months, you're not gonna need to speak to any human representative at Morgan Stanley. The AI agent's gonna do basically all of it for you. Now, granted, there's gonna be some regulatory pressure and regulatory issues that come into play, but regardless, you're just gonna be listening to AI agents give you advice, which, hopefully you took some sort of financial literacy course in high school, ... We know we don't teach financial literacy in our schools, which, by the way, there's a lot of things our schools get wrong. I think there's a lot of things our schools could do better. The number one thing for me is financial literacy. Guys, if we're not teaching financial literacy in school, what the heck are we doing? Back when I was in insurance, I got called to speak at a local high school about insurance and car loans and underwriting and things like that. One of the questions I asked each class that I spoke to, these are seniors in high school about to go into the real world, already 18, and I had asked, how many of y'all know what a credit score is? Out of about 100 students, you know how many knew what a credit score was? 0, not one. How do you expect to be successful in this world if you don't know what a credit score is? It's absolutely ridiculous. But I digress. Guys, the reality is that these AI assistants, AI agents are gonna be taking over more and more roles at banks, okay? And you don't just need to take my word for it. Listen to what Corin Maranka says. Corin Maranka, and this guy is not just a nobody. He is the head of AI for wealth management at Morgan Stanley. So this guy's he's the head of AI for wealth management at Morgan Stanley. He says, quote, "We are now preparing these agents to start pushing reminders and recommendations to the financial advisors regarding their clients." How long do you think it's gonna take for them to say, we actually don't need the financial advisor. Why are we paying this schmuck commission when the AI agents can just directly give the recommendation to clients? And this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna remove, and by the way, as someone who's in marketing, love me or hate me, I try to remove humans and salespeople out of as much as possible. I want to automate as much as possible. I'm going to give compelling offers, landing pages, email drip campaigns, and then you start to add in AI agents. It just makes everything much more simple. One of the things I like about AI agents, I'm not using AI agents for like cold calling or cold DMing. I like to run AI agents to build out funnels and test funnels very, very rapidly. I think that that's the power, at least for AI agents. Like AI agent can quickly put together an entire marketing campaign, and I can just go through it step by step and clean it up. But anyway, that's what Corin says. He says they're just gonna completely crush it, to analyze investments, to push reminders and recommendations to financial advisors. So whereas Morgan Stanley is gonna be using it for these, the AI, according to Corin, to assist their financial advisors, pretty soon they're just gonna take out the financial advisors. Just gonna use the AI to human. You got a question, you're gonna have to go through ream after ream of AI advisors, and eventually you might get a human. Let's put it this way, where you might have needed 10 financial advisors in the past, you're gonna need 1. That's what's gonna happen at Morgan Stanley. But get this, they're not alone, guys. BNY is already treating digital AI bots like employees. The AI bots are already assigned specific tasks and even talk to each other. Guys, at BNY, this is gonna blow you away. At BNY, these AI agents even have logins, but don't just take my word for it. The CEO of BNY, Robin Vince, says, quote, "The digital employee has a login. It can actually operate in the systems, and it actually has a human manager that's responsible for training it, making sure that it is actually doing all the right things, like a performance review, if you will, quality control, and it has tasks every day." And guys, we've been covering this for weeks. If you've been subbed to the channel, this should not be a surprise for you, because what is happening this year, and I predicted this back in January, this is the year where companies stop looking at AI as a tool and start looking at it as an employee, part of the organizational structure. And whereas there would be a human micromanaging humans and managing humans and leading humans in the past, now they're gonna be leading, training, monitoring AI agents. That's what you gotta be considering. How many AI agents can I manage? How good is the result? Actually, I was working on a project early this morning. I was using Claude, and I just very frustrated with the quality that Claude was getting me. So I gotta keep working on it. I gotta keep improving it. I gotta build out a better skill set for this new task that I need Claude to work with me on. That's another side of things. But guess what, guys? BNY is not alone. Richard James is the head of AI product at UBS. And he says AI bots, quote, "They gather all internal information from meetings, accounts, and email communications." And we covered this a while ago too. This is kind of like that 360 AI intelligence database. This is why, companies like Microsoft are using Copilot and 365. You got every piece of your tech stack is feeding all of your first-party data into one AI bot. That's what UBS is doing. Heck, even Goldman Sachs, they teamed up with Anthropic this year to develop trade bots, client vetting, onboarding. AI agents are in full effect at all these financial institutions. Even Citibank is preparing to roll out AI virtual wealth management team members. Again, you go online, you're not gonna get a human at these banks, you're gonna get an AI bot that's giving you advice. We're already seeing it in the marketing world. Every ad platform has AI advisors now. You're gonna get the same thing in banks. And I don't know about you, that's kind of interesting to me if it lowers the cost of managing my wealth. Although, that being said, it's probably just gonna increase the cost of the wealth because why not? Regardless, you're gonna need to have some intelligence about you because this is the key, guys. These AI bots, they're like the smartest retards that you've ever experienced. They'll have these moments of brilliance followed by moments of complete stupidity. So it's gonna be really important that you use that God-given critical thinking brain of yours to get through it because the reality is, guys, I don't know if you've watched the internet or gone on X lately. Most people on the internet are completely brain dead. They have no critical thinking. They're outsourcing all of their critical thinking to AI, to ChatGPT, to Google Gemini. And the guys like you and me that can actually think through and process ideas, take in good data and process it, we're gonna be in an advantage. I actually worry about my kids these days, read, write. I demand that my kids are reading and writing regularly. That's the only way to get over this. Because the reality, guys, is that just in financial services, there are over 9 million people in the US involved. 9 million. And some of the reports that I've seen estimate that about 54% of them are at high risk. They are doing jobs that are at high risk. I don't know about you, but that's a pretty shocking number. That's a lot of people in financial services that could be at risk. So anyways, guys, it's really crazy. Right now is the time to be adapting, to be posting, to be public, and above all, there's a lot of questions about what roles are going to be relevant in the future. The relevant goal, this is the role that you cannot replace with robots. It's human connection. It's emotion. The robots can fake it, but they don't get it. They can't go out and share a beer with a coworker. They're not going to sit at a poker table with their boys and crack jokes, right? They're not going to go to a sporting event and enjoy the feeling, feel the electricity of that environment. That's where we got to focus, guys. Focus on the relationships, because humans are political creatures, right? Not meaning like political, like who did you vote for political being like, I like this guy, he's going to get the promotion. I like this girl, she can, work as an assistant in this position, right? So focus on the human connection. And by the way, again, one last call to action here. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and if you've got any insights into how your company is using AI and AI agents, put it in the comments below, guys. Get involved down there because there are a lot of people in the comments smarter than me that are absolutely just dropping huge insights into what happens in these companies, and I'm trying to pin the best of them. So leave it below. If you like today's video, you know what to do, and make sure you check out yesterday's video where we talk more about how AI is just completely transforming the world, specifically in India. We talk about one of the top consulting firms in India completely transitioning their hiring allocation in their budget. So anyway, check out that video. I'll see you over there. Guys, make it a great week. By the way, I'm not walking today because it is storming out and I'm on the back patio. All right, guys, see you in the next one. Peace.